is going to be a quick video showing you how to use Nadr and how to get the most out of it and be the most effective you can possibly be in team practice or individual practice. So first things first, we'll look at the menu. We'll see that you can type .menu or use a bind to load the menu. We've got a few options here: grenade finder menu, bots menu, map grenades, player collisions on and off, show impacts, bot glow. These are just all the things that we're going to kind of go through in the menu. You can obviously hit the 7 to load the help. This also loads upon connecting to the game server itself. But before we'll go through the menu, we'll go through a few of the things that just utilize some keys that don't really have any menu options, which you can see in chat right now. First things first is using the trajectory predictor. This is essentially a tool that predicts where a flash nade smoke will land before you actually throw it. So obviously you can see this blue line. I am holding a smoke out. It's predicting that it's going to bounce off the wall and bounce a few times on the ground and deploy. As you move your mouse, it automatically updates based on where it's going to land. You can hold your reload key to zoom in on the final destination. Then you can release the diffuse bomb key and you can move your mouse around to see the smoke from different angles. And this is just to ensure that that's exactly where you would like that smoke to land. The same thing applies to jump throws. So I'm going to hold mouse 1 down. I'm going to hold F to inspect my weapon. That's my key. Yours might be something different. I'm going to move my mouse around. I'm going to hold the reload key while I'm zoomed in. I can also move the smoke as well to change where I would like it to land. I can then release the inspect weapon key and see the smoke from all of the different angles. Wherever I release those keys is exactly how you throw that smoke. Do my jump throw blind. I'm now holding reload. It follows the smoke in the air, and as you can see, I can follow the smoke and move my mouse around and see that that smoke is exactly where it landed. If you look in chat, you'll see that it threw a smoke. It says that the air hang time was 5.9 seconds and it had 7 bounces. That's a really nifty little tool for you to ensure that when you're setting up an execute, that everybody's smokes land at the same time based on the timing that it took for them in the air. The trajectory predictor works for all nades, flashes, molotovs, everything. It automatically updates based on whichever piece of utility you have out. So we'll find a nice flash here for ramp. I'm holding the diffuse bomb key, holding reload. As you can see, I can move this around and change it where I want it to land. I want it to land right here. I'm going to release the diffuse bomb key and see that I want the flash to land right there at the end of the blue line, and that is exactly where that flash will pop. I can then hold reload and follow the smoke or the flash in the air to ensure that that's where I wanted the flash to pop. Same thing applies for nades, molotovs as well. It's right at the end of the blue line. That's exactly where that molotov will pop. Obviously this applies to jump throws as well as standing. The next tool that we're going to go over is how to find smokes as well, and this is using our grenade finder menu, which is number 1 on the keyboard. This is a grenade finder. You simply give it 2 points and you press find. So we'll say that we want to smoke right here against the, let's just say, the default plant spot. We're out in the middle of the open. We're going to set the end position by pressing number 3, and we'll go to like top middle or something and say that we want to throw the smoke from here. I'm just standing anywhere just for demonstration purposes. Hit number 2 to set the start position and number 4 to find it. Now this is going to lag out the server for a few seconds while it does the calculation. You can see that it tells you in chat to not panic. Essentially it does a bunch of calculations to see if it's possible, and then if it is possible, it will teleport you into the position of how to throw the smoke exactly. If it takes more than 20 seconds, it will search again just to make sure that you do not get lagged out. And as you can see, we have 3 different options here. I'm just gonna pick this one because this one looks pretty cool. So it looks like this is gonna bounce off the wall. I'm just gonna do my jump throw bind, and actually it's pretty cool. So it bounced off the top of the ceiling and lands exactly where we wanted it to. By default, in the grenade finder menu, in the settings, it says that it's going to do a very accurate search. It's going to do a jump throw, and it's going to search for a smoke. In the event that I don't need that smoke to be as accurate and I want to search for less time, I can press number 1 to toggle the 3 different options. I can also toggle it to change if I wanted to do a jump throw or not. Generally speaking, a player will understand how far they are from a spot that they need to know a smoke from whether they need to jump or not. So you can obviously just choose what you want it to do, and it will give you those options. So I can go back to the grenade finder menu here, I can pick any of the other results and do my jump throw bind, and this one looks like it just takes the long route. So obviously the first option was much quicker as it bounced off the ceiling, but the whole point is just to show you that it finds smokes instantly based on the 2 points that you're going to give it. Now obviously not all smokes are possible, so you may have results where you don't find a result. The next part of Refrag Nadr is the flash testing tool and kind of everything that you would do around utility. So generally speaking, you would bring a teammate into your server, you would throw a bunch of flashes at them, and you would say if it's good or not. So we've obviously built some standard stuff that is in other practice mods as well, where you can type .flash, and you can throw a flash to that spot. It will teleport you to that position instantly, and it will tell you its effectiveness. Now there's a bunch of things that we do that others don't do. We've obviously printed some data into chat to show you how effective the flash is, the duration and the distance you were from the flash. Another way to do this is to just stand in a spot and type rethrow, which will just throw the last piece of nade, flash, utility, whatever it was at yourself. You can test this with everything as well, nades, molotovs, smokes. It's pretty nifty to see, you know, when you want to throw a smoke and you want to make sure that it bounces exactly, or your nade or whatever. So many different ways to test flashes or utility on yourself. The next part of the menu is our map grenades, and this is essentially where you can create a library of smokes and flashes that you can save forever. You can save up to 400 per map. So you just load up the menu, go to map grenades, and then we can see that we have a few grenades here that I've saved, as well as there's an option which is number 5, which says default grenades, and I have that disabled. I have now enabled it, and as you can see, we've loaded these smokes and molotovs and flashes around the map that are basically, these are the preset ones that everybody should know. So if you come into a server and your teammate doesn't know a top stair smoke, he can join the server and he can come up to it, press E, and then it will give you the origin of where you throw the smoke from. And you have an option here. You can either teleport yourself to it, which will just put you into the position, and it will tell you that it's just a normal throw, not a jump throw. And you can see that it told me in chat that it was a standing throw, or in the menu right there it says execution throw, and in the event that it's a jump throw, you will see that it will tell you if it's a jump throw or not. We have another option here, which if you come back to the smokes, you can see that it says show replay, and this is a nifty little thing that we've built into the mod, which makes sure that you're able to learn the smoke based on your view model. So what you do is you just press show replay, and you can see that I spectated a bot throwing that smoke. And that's in the event that a smoke uses a weird way to line it up. It doesn't use your crosshair, it uses the top of the smoke element, or maybe the gloves or something, and everybody kind of has those in different positions, or resolutions change that, or a different size crosshair. You can essentially spectate it, you know, from a bot doing it from your point of view, essentially using your view model. And you can see that this is a jump throw, and I spectated a bot showing me the jump throw. These are just preset smokes again that are all around the map. So if you load back up the map grenades menu, I can then toggle these off, and then I can turn on mine. So I'm going to press number 3 to load my grenades. I obviously only have a few, and you can see that the models all pop up. You know, we've got a Molotov at ramp, and we've got a random smoke here, and I just named it CT spawn, of course. And it's just a random smoke from ramp, and I can press number 2 to view the option, or to view the smoke being thrown. You can save up to, again, 400 of these per map. You can have anybody join the server. You can load your smokes, they can load their smokes, or flashes, or nades, or molotovs. Essentially, you can create a library of every smoke or nade that you've ever needed to know and save them in the server. They can load theirs. You can make it so they can't see yours. We are making it so teams can share the smokes and flashes with each other and not need to be there for them to load their smokes that they need the friends to see. We have some, obviously, no clipping functionality that every person practicing needs to use. It just uses .noclip instead of noclip in the console. We have some other pretty cool little commands, and a lot of this is all printed in the options. It's .last. It will take you to the position of the last thrown smoke. We also have a .copy command. You type .copy. If there's any other players in the server and they have thrown a nade, smoke, flash, or whatever, their name will pop up in this list. You'll select their name. It will teleport you to the exact position and angle of their smoke. And you can share it with your friends very quickly in the event that you need to share one and somebody uses a different view model, or instead of them going to spectate and then them trying to say, oh, you put your crosshair on this spot and you move it a little bit to the right and it looks different on your screen, you can use .copy to solve that quickly. Other cool thing that we can show is the ability to save flashes and smokes to those menus. So I'll just throw a ramp flash, and then we're going to save this, .save ramp flash, and you'll see that it says grenade ramp flash saved, and then it's basically put this little flash here, and I can go and learn it on my own. We have the ability to save run throws as well, so I'll just show you what it does, what it looks like here. I don't have any saved, unfortunately, but I can come up to this guy and I can do show replay, and you'll see that it's going to save the bot throwing that nade, and I can spectate him to see when the nade was released or where your crosshair was at and all that kind of stuff. Some other nifty things that you would do in a practice perspective would be when you're throwing, you know, a smoke or a Molotov and you need it to go away quickly. You can, we'll just throw a smoke here. And you'll see the smoke is down. We can type .clear and it will speed the server up for a second. You see I go very quickly, but it gets rid of the smoke instantly. The way to change the maps is just .map. You load up any map that you want, you change the map. And the last part of this tool are these nifty little bots that we've got. As you can see, there are these bots in the server and they have these pretty cool little silhouettes on them. This obviously has a purpose, so I'm going to use .bots. I'm going to add a bot, and as you can see, he has a nifty little silhouette. I can see him, but this allows you to find spam spots and lineups very easily. And you're also able to print your see how much damage you would have done. So if you look into chat here, you'll see that I hit him a few times through the box and how much damage it did. You can also test nades on them as well, Molotovs, and it just prints into chat how much damage that nade would have done or that molly would have done in the event that you want to, you know, see how to throw the most effective grenade or something. These bots also have other options or other uses. So you can see that I'm going to do the bot control on this bot. I can bring him to me. I can boost on him. I can also do run boost. So you can see that he's mimicking my movement, and it allows me to, you know, basically test run boost. So you can see that he's doing exactly what I'm doing. And if I want to test a run boost, I can. We obviously can just make him jump. We can make the bots solid in the event that I don't want to be able to run through them. You can make them duck. You can turn on or on off their head armor, their armor, in the event that you want to practice damage through walls with a pistol or something, or whatever you want. You can obviously, like I said, boost on them, and then we can remove them. But a lot of cool stuff that you can do with the bots from a practice perspective. Pretty much everything that you would ever need to do in Counter-Strike from a practice perspective, Nadr does ultimately very effectively, and then obviously much more quickly. Instead of going into a server and throwing a smoke 10,000 times, you can throw one time and see exactly where it lands before you have to throw it, and then you can save it and share it with your teammates. But yeah, that's pretty much it.